Welcome to our YouTube channel. On this video, we will be doing a meditation of the second level of Kashmir Shaivism, Shaktopaya, which is very similar to the second level of mindfulness techniques. So, what are the second level of mindfulness techniques? Well, the second levels of mindfulness techniques are techniques in which we are a bit less concrete. So instead of bringing our attention to something concrete like our nose or our breath, we bring our attention towards a feeling, or we bring our attention towards a thought or an emotion. They're not completely separated from the first level or the third level of techniques. They're kind of artificial boundaries, but they're boundaries that helps us to understand meditation in a better way. So, on this meditation, we will be bringing our attention to our hearts. Wherever you feel your heart, it's fine. So just in a general area wherever you feel your heart, by bringing our attention to our hearts, eventually we're going to start feeling this amazing feeling of care, compassion, and love within yourself, just by bringing your attention to this part of your being. So you're going to be bringing your attention to this part of your being, and if there's any other ideas or thoughts or emotions floating around in your mind, you bring them also to your heart. If there's something that it's bothering you from outside of you, like the weather or noises or whatever it could be, you also bring it into your heart. Because on this level of techniques, we're using energy, we're using emotions, we're using life to fuel your meditation, which is why I like to also talk about Shaktopaya, as we've talked in other previous videos, because Shaktopaya is the path of energy. We're using energy, we're using life to fuel your own meditation. So that's what we're doing on this second level of technique. And this type of meditation will also help us to broaden our sense of awareness and acceptance within ourselves. So instead of just accepting and being aware of our breath, now we're going to be aware and acceptance of things that are inside of us and outside of us, and we're going to bring them to our hearts. This is done still in a controlled manner. We don't let our mind completely free and do what it pleases, but we, in a gentle way, we bring it to our hearts. So that's what we're going to do on this technique. Even though this level of techniques have to do with energy and emotions in general, most of the techniques revolve around love, kindness, and compassion throughout all spiritual paths, not just yoga or Buddhism. So love and kindness and compassion meditations are the most common type of techniques within this set of techniques. One of the reasons they are the most common, it's because our own biology and neurology loves love. So by bringing attention to our hearts and meditating on love, it's easier because our bodies and our brain loves it, loves that expanded feeling of compassion and happiness that comes with it, which is why you may find it easier to meditate in your heart than meditating on your breath. Even though meditating on your breath is also very important, and it's the foundation of your own meditation practice. So we don't have to bring our attention to something boring like our breath, for instance, or our back, but we're bringing our attention directly into the feeling of joy, into the feeling of love, and our brain is going to help us go deeper into the meditation because our brain is going to start to get acquainted with this feeling, and it's going to help us go deeper into meditation as opposed to us pulling him towards something that our mind doesn't really like something more boring, something that can be more boring like a flame or like your breath, for instance. Also, there's been a lot of research, scientific research done on this type of techniques, and what they've discovered is that our left prefrontal cortex develops tremendously with this type of techniques. So they've done research on people who've done a lot of loving kindness and compassion meditation, and also monks that have done it for years. And one of the things that are more striking about this research is that the left prefrontal cortex develops much more than someone who doesn't do it. And what is the prefrontal cortex? Well, the prefrontal cortex, in simple terms, is what differentiates our human brain from the brain of other animals. Because this part of our brain is related to judgment, empathy, planning ahead, self-reflection, and is the most evolved part of our brains. So by doing this type of meditations, we increase the evolution of our brain even further, which I think is very exciting. I mean, monks have been doing it for millennia, and now science, it's also backing them up by telling them that they're not only increasing their own spirituality, as they know, but also making them kind of more human, giving them even more elevated human capacities. When can we do these kind of techniques? Well, again, we can do them formally, sitting down with our eyes closed, whenever you have the time, but also we can do them informally throughout our day. So we can be meditating on our heart, meditating on love, when we're in the bus, when we're commuting to work, when we're working, exercising, whenever you can also bring your attention to your heart and start doing this technique, even though it may be easier to do it first formally for a few days before you start incorporating it into your days. But try it. And if you have any comments, please send us an email or just write it down below on this video. We'll be super happy to answer any questions or any comments you may have. Very good. So now we can prepare ourselves for the meditation, and we can close our eyes and take 2 or 3 deep breaths all the way to your abdomen. You can bring your attention to your hands and any sensation you have on your hands. You can also bring your attention to your spine. You can also feel how your body is sitting on the floor. And be aware of how this helps you to stay present and relax. You can now bring your attention to the temperature around you and the sounds around you. Be aware how this helps you relax and stay present. So whenever you are ready, start to bring your attention to your heart. If your mind wanders, that's fine. Bring it gently back to your heart. If there's something else in your mind or any emotion that comes up because of this meditation, you can bring all of that into your heart. If your mind moves towards memories or towards the future, again, gently move it back towards your heart and use that energy to fuel your meditation. Bring it into your heart. Very good. Feel free to continue meditating. And if you'd like to stop, you can take a deep breath. And whenever you're ready, just open your eyes.